Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astrogat Mysore. Today let us understand Krisanga Yoga. This yoga, the meaning of this yoga is that a person is very lean, weak, emaciated, uh, does not pick up weight, looks always very lanky. But it doesn't mean that always the person has to be weak in nature. Uh, It can also be in certain cases because of certain transformations of planets in good places that a person might look lean but might be athletic, very strong, and having strong muscles. So two variations in the same yoga. A thin person doesn't mean that a thin person is a weak person. So there are two variations, that a thin, weak, very what we call as not well fed, or the diet is poor, or he cannot eat because of certain medical issues. So the medical astrology part of this particular yoga, I am not touching into it so deep, but still it can also be one of the reasons. So the cause why he is thin. But the main reason here is the factors of the ascendant lord being in a dry sign. So I will tell you what are all the dry signs, and also with the, or else with a dry planet itself, the ascendant lord, which is normally not a dry planet, but being with a dry sign or a dry planet, that is one factor. The second factor is the ascendant sign itself being a dry sign. Okay, an ascendant sign itself being a dry sign, and PAC, that is position, aspect, and conjunction with a dry planet. With a dry planet, it's a double thing. Or these are all, or this also can happen, that the ascendant lord itself is a dry planet and is placed in a dry sign or with a dry planet. So there might be two dry planets sitting together. So let us now define this. It's a little confusing. Let us define. The signs Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Virgo, and Sagittarius are considered to be dry. In other places, it is like Pada Jala, Purna Jala. These are all watery signs. So there is nothing to do with any dryness there. But here it is Pada Jala, and here it is Kumbha, again Ardha Jala. So there are some water present in these particular signs, and that I have defined in each sign when we have spoken about each sign with in detail. So these are the signs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 signs, which are called as dry signs. The dry planets are Sun. We know that Sun is a very hot and dry planet. We have another planet, Mars. But here, once again, a slight difference. Mars represents the muscles, Sun represents the stamina. So, if they are placed in good signs, they give extraordinary strength. So don't think that a dry planet is a weak planet. No, these are all strong planets. And then we have Saturn. Saturn which is a dark and a dry planet. So let us see how this combination works, taking up one of the ascendants. So if I take up this ascendant, Capricorn, which is a Pada Jala, because Capricorn, when you see the sign symbol of Capricorn, you can see that you have a goat, and then halfway it is a goat, and then you have a crocodile. Something like that. It's Capricorn. So it clearly shows that half of it is dry, the other half is having water because it's a crocodile there. But still, if I take Saturn from here and place it in Leo, there are two things which are happening here. The Lagnadipati has moved 8 houses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and got into a place which is going to define it as Deha Kashta Yoga. So this comes under Deha Kashta Yoga, and also it's a dry sign. The planet itself is a dry planet. Which one? That Saturn is a dry planet. The sign Leo is a dry sign. So we have a Krusha Sharira, a weak body which needs stamina and strength. We need to give extra strength to it. So, taking another sign, let me take Jupiter. Jupiter is a you know planet which represents one dry sign, but it also represents another wet sign. So let me take Jupiter and put it in another place just to show you that if I take Jupiter, put it in Gemini along with Sun. So if I put Jupiter along with Sun in Gemini, and if it is combust, if it is very close and combust, then this yoga, Krisanga Yoga, is fully applicable. So people might keep going through lot of hardships in life. They are not able to put up body weight. Whatever they try, they feel that it's something is wrong. You can see it from the chart. I'll put another yoga, another placement which will make the person lanky, thin, but extremely muscular and strong. If I take this as the ascendant and if I put Mars here, what else is required? The ascendant lord itself is a dry planet, but it is sitting in a dry house. But this gives rise to what we call as one of the strongest yogas, called as the Ruchaka Yoga, Panchamahapurusha Yoga. A person is eligible to go to the army, the armed forces, police. So he is extremely strong, fit. Same way, if I take this ascendant of Leo, which is a dry, sign, and I have placed Jupiter in this with no malefic dry planet like Saturn. I am not going to put Saturn there. And if I am leaving it as it is, Jupiter in its friend's sign, it's not in its enemy's sign, as this is in its enemy's sign here. Here it is in its friend's sign. So this becomes a strong yoga, but there will be there will be associated some medical issues to this particular native, and that is because Jupiter becomes the 8th lord. So, going into intricacies of astrology, you have multiple combinations, and when you are putting a planet somewhere, or if a planet is somewhere else and you are seeing that in the chart, first you have to see whether it is a friendly sign, what is the avastha, whether it is mudita avastha, pramudita avastha, dhina avastha, dukkita avastha, kopa avastha. You need to deepta avastha, you need to see the avastha. Without seeing avastha, without seeing where it is placed, on which nakshatra, whether nakshatra itself is a dry nakshatra or a wet nakshatra, I have not gone into those details, but still, if you go into those details, only then you can pinpoint as to what sort of a problem a person is going through, and then you can start giving remedies. You are not supposed to give just remedies just like that. It is very dangerous. So thank you very much for today's class.